Folks, what's up? Basketball is back, and Bet Online remains your number one source for all your sports betting needs this season. You'll always find the latest odds, team matchup info, player news, and game trends at Bet Online. And as your continued source for all sports related information, Bet Online features live betting, free contests, and giveaways all season long. Always the fastest and easiest way to bet all your favorite sports and events, whether it's NFL, NBA, NHL, MMA, tennis, boxing, or even golf. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive your 50% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, to receive your rewards. Bet Online, where the game starts. Bet Online presents the Bossman Show on your radio. Folks, back on the Bossman Show, a friend of the show, Stephen F. Austin, Lumberjacks, Go Jacks, Axel, it's my man, Kyle Keller. Kyle, what's up, Coach? How you doing, brother?
What's up, boss man? I wish I was in the ATL, sitting here, nasty knack, enjoying it, baby.
I hear that, man. Coach, keep this. We've been doing this for 6 years, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. Only thing I've done is gain some weight. You look awesome.
I lost some weight. Thank God for that, man.
You look great.
Yes,
you look great. I keep eating all this country food out here. Everything with 2 gravies, fried and 2 gravies.
Coach, don't try to help me out. Intermittent fasting.
Really?
1 meal a day at around 2 o'clock. Rest of the day, water. Then my 2-mile walks I do. So it helped me drop this old football weight I had on me still.
Well, maybe they should call you Dr. Bossman. Huh? What do you think?
Hey, maybe so. Maybe so. Hey,
you need to start selling that.
Hey, tell you, it works, man. Hey, you know, I got this look on my phone to count my calories, count my steps. So in my older age, I've become more health conscious, believe it or not.
Wow. That sounds like an infomercial somewhere for you, Bossman, I think. Huh? What do you think?
Hey, I'm good at commercials, Coach. You know, I do commercials all the time, man. For Coke, Pepsi, Bet Online. Hey, I got it all, Coach. My sponsor, hey, give me some weight loss stuff too. Give me that money.
Hustle with the boss man.
Yes, indeed.
There you go.
Yes, indeed, Coach. But how's it feel, man? 6 years, man. I remember I talked to you first time 6 years ago. You know, you've been there. How's it feel for you, man? As long as it's been.
Well, you know, back then my head was spinning, thought I had all the answers and had none, and not sure I have any now either. But I'm excited. We enjoy being in Nacogdoches. This, our program, hadn't changed any. I think we have a pretty on solid footing, right? And I sit here in palatial digs. We got a brand new practice facility. Everybody that comes here say it's the nicest place they've ever seen, with unbelievable courts and a great locker room and video room and something you may like. We got a barber shop in our locker room area, which is pretty cool, and
yes.
Phenomenal weight training area. And I think it's the greatest training room with hot and cold tub and underwater treadmill. And we just spend all the things on our players to make it as nice as we can, with a kitchen and a lounge, and it's really fantastic for our kids. And so we've seen a lot of growth as far as player development goes. And, we've changed leagues, getting into the WAC last year, and we're able to win the regular season title and weren't able to win the conference tournament, but it's a heck of a basketball league, and have our fans are learning some new rivals. And so it's a lot of travel for us, and it's been a lot of fun. Just it's been good.
As you know, Coach, my dad is a barber, 82 years old. You remember that my dad was a barber, so he's the big boss
When I
man.
said it,
Yeah,
full trim myself, not on top. I'm not going to show you the top, but on the sides and in the back. I need a little edge up right now as we speak.
and my dad still cuts 82. He still cuts too. He still does it. 82 years
Hey,
old, still cuts hair.
we'd take care of him if he came over here, because trust me, we got some bad looking hair in our team right now. I can't say that those players, but we got bad hair on our team. And the way things are today, you can't even talk about your players' hair. You just got to let it go. So they like it.
You hear that? I'm with you, Coach. Hey, I go with my clean cut look. But one time I may let it grow a little bit because it's cold for little hair, but I like to go clean cut with the beard. That's how my dad taught me. Big boss man himself, Big J's they called him. So yeah.
Yeah, everybody's got their own independent look, which is great, and I'm proud that our guys they like what they like, and I think it's cool that they can show their own independent style, and they're proud of what they wear. And I think it's cool that players can show their own independence, and what they think makes themselves look good, and I enjoy that they have that ability to show that freedom for themselves. So that's one of the great things with be growing up today, right? That everybody can be who they want to be today.
No doubt. And Coach, I'll tell you this: my dad loves you. I'll tell you that for real. You want his favorite guest I have on the show. Seriously, he does.
All right.
I love when you and him chat, man. It's always good. You do a good job, son. God's busting my balls, but he gives me. You talk to him, you do a good job, son.
Well, we're trying to get a game in Atlanta, so I'll bring the bus over, and he can line everybody up when we come down there to play. How's that?
Hey, he'll love that. He
That'd
would
be good.
love that. Yes, he would. And
Good.
Man, Coach, what's good about you, man? 3 20-win seasons, man. First 6 years of the program. My people can say it about themselves, getting a job like you did. 21 seasons in first 6 years there, half the season you win 20 games and win the program all the way around, man. You're doing a hell of a job, man. I must tell you that, brother. 100%.
Thanks. We've had a lot of success. We won about 70% of our games since we've been here, and we've been blessed. Three championships, and we hadn't been in the tournament in a while. Unfortunately, we had an APR ban for the athletic department. The year we went 28 with COVID, the year we went 28-3, and the year we beat Duke, and the COVID hit the NCAA tournament, and we had an APR ban. The next year when COVID was really involved, and couldn't go to the tournament that year, so we've had some bad luck, and then last year we won the regular season and didn't win the tournament. So the leagues we're in, you got to win the conference tournament to be eligible to participate. But thank you for that acknowledgement. We like our team this year. We're a little shorthanded right now, missing kind of our starting 4 and 5. They're out with injuries, but we've had some success so far and learned to play differently. Only got 2 frontline players, but they're fun. We getting up and down, forcing turnovers, and that's our style, playing with aggression and learning to play with a bunch of guards out there versus some big guys has been a learning experience for me. So it's fun. And it's fun style, and I think our fans enjoy it. I know our players do.
And you got a good mix on your roster, Kyle, of
Yeah.
younger and older guys too, man. So it keeps it fun for the guys as well. Your vets showing the young guys what it's about to be a jack, man. You got 2 guys who have signed coming in here real soon next year, man. So I love your roster. You have 2 very balanced, man.
We do. We got 2 seniors, super seniors, whatever, and the 1 junior really on paper. And the rest of them, crazily, Bossman, are sophomore athletically eligible besides that. And I know it may not repeat like that, but if we can keep these guys around for a while, I think we're going to be good for quite a while. If we, who knows with the transfer portal and the way NIL is, but we've done a good job of being able to maintain our roster and not lose a whole bunch of kids. But who knows how it is today. And signed 2 good players in the fall we're excited about. We felt like we had some needs but it's all about winning today. And, that's the exciting part with college basketball. I think there's more parity. You say it every year, right? More parity. And what's led to that, who knows? If it's NIL, if it's a transfer portal, guys that were stuck behind somebody else and not get an opportunity. And, given some confidence playing for somebody else that behind a good player who's just a notch below somebody else that wasn't able to play. And then a coach, just waves that magic wand and allows them to play for somebody else and gets a juice of confidence playing for a mid-major or playing for somebody else. All of a sudden they become a great player.
And you know what? The WAC is a hell of a conference, man. Between yourself, you got my man Brett doing things over at Abilene.
Yeah,
Matt Figures building some at Grand Valley, other Bryce Drew, Chris up in Seattle, man. The league is tough. I mean, there's no easy outs in the WAC any night of the year, man.
That's probably the biggest change from us playing. And not that the Southland was an easy conference, but the one thing, Bossman, I think there's 13 schools in our league. I think there's 11 or 12 coaches that had won Coach of the Year in some league or another in our league. And it's a not that there's not great players, but there's really, really good coaches in our league that have excelled and won Coach of the Year awards. And so it's a challenge, when you go into the WAC that, you play in some really good basketball schools. Last year we played, which is different kind of the South that we are. You don't play in front of, sold out arenas or play in front of, played in front of about 9,500 at Mexico State. It was sold out at Cal Baptist when we played out there last year. Just different places where it's, they really enjoy basketball. So, which is, as a coach, I spent 18 years in the Big 12 and the SEC, and you love those kind of environments. You love going to win in those places where basketball is cool. Like our place, we have great crowds. And so I get your juices going and versus going someplace where there's only a couple hundred players. I mean, a couple hundred fans or less than 1,000. Kids get excited to play in that, and you're in the middle of ACC and SEC territory where you're at, sometimes in late January, early February, the dog days, right? And there's no fans out there, you can be like, oh man, I'm on the road, I'm tired, my body hurts. Where do you get your juice from? But when you go on the road, in our places, you get some juice when the place is full. And that's the exciting thing, to me being in the WAC is you play in some true basketball places. You talk about Seattle playing the NBA arena, it's a lot of fun. We got our butt kicked, but Chris does a great job. He's got a great team. So, it's fun.
Also, for you, how was it trying to change your recruiting? What kind of guys you went out to in the Southland Conference with a certain kind of a guy? Now you're in the WAC, was kind of a high major school now in a conference.
Bossman, great question. Great question. I mean, the game. So, for us, changing leagues, going from the 29th, 30th ranked league, whatever, to 13th, 14th ranked league, probably just outside of the area right now where you get multiple bids in and close. But just outside of that range, the difference I thought in the two leagues was the size of the wings, the perimeter players, and a little bit of the four-man. I didn't know if this, and probably maybe the centers a little bit. We got away with last year playing I had a 6'7", 255-pound center who was an all-league player, but he was an anomaly. He's a big, strong guy. But our wings were too small. Even though we won the league, it was a challenge every game because our twos and threes were probably 2 inches shorter than everybody else. And we had to recruit to still play with speed, but we needed to get some 6'4", 6'5", 6, try to get, those type wing players. And so that's kind of what we tried to do with our recruiting, was to try to elevate our size and to get bigger to compete. Because our rebounding numbers were a little bit off, and that's the advantage I think that the good teams in the WAC had over us.
No doubt. You got a tough matchup as well coming up here with Eric, man. Eric does a hell of a job at South Dakota State, man. The Jackrabbits always in the tournament, man. Eric is a heck of a guy, a good buddy of mine. So tell me about that matchup with his guys in the Jackrabbits, man.
Well, I told our players this morning. I didn't want to tell them the exact number, but I think they're like 103-4 maybe up there in the last 7 or 8 years or 6 years or something. They're a little bit better than we are at home. But my wife was telling me that I didn't even know the exact number, but my wife was telling me she was watching their game against Arkansas when I got home, and now nobody really wants to go up there. Not that I want to go up there either. It's 42 degrees here today, and I'm freezing my butt off in Nacogdoches. I'm afraid to know what the temperature is in Brookings, but we like challenges. I may not like it Saturday night, but we like to do things that are abnormal. We tell our players and recruits that we do abnormal things, and we probably bitten off a little more than what we can chew. He's a great coach, and not only a great coach, he's a really, really fine gentleman, and does a great job coaching his team. And did a great job taking over for TJ. It's probably elevated the program since then, and they play the game the right way and play unselfish, and we'll have our hands full. It's actually their first game in Brookings Saturday night. They played at the Pentagon or whatever it is, Pentagon, or and played a couple road games and neutral sites, and so I'm sure they'll have plenty to choose for us Saturday night. We'll have our hands full.
Now, so you have a fun MTE coming up here, man, the Montreal Classic. So how was your French, man? You got to get ready for their French, man.
You wanted the backstory behind this is I actually had 2 years of French in high school, which is, I don't want to date myself. I guess I can, 40 years ago. And the limited knowledge that I still have from that French, I had a couple of friends that were in that class, and they were kind enough to tutor me through it to be able for me to just pass the Texas requirements of high school graduation of 2 years of foreign language. So I didn't retain a lot of that French. Everybody took Spanish, and I wanted to be different, so I took French, and not very smart on my part. But we've always gone on Southern trips or whatever, and we wanted to take these guys somewhere different, and so we were able to take them to Canada, because I went to Canada one of my years when I was at Kansas. And I thought that was we went to Toronto, and I thought it was a great experience. Of course, that was in August and September, not in November. But I thought it was neat to take the kids somewhere different, and they loosened up the vaccination rules so the wives and the families can go and to spend Thanksgiving. And I think it's going to be good. We'll play good teams up there, play UNC Greensboro and Quinnipiac, who's won a couple games, and Middle Tennessee. So we got our hands full up there too. We actually are playing the hardest schedule Stephen F. Austin's ever played. They don't have any Power 5 games, but a bunch of teams just like us, and so it's good. We're going to be challenged, and it'll be a lot of fun.
That's one for you, Coach. I'm gonna tell you about my man from Georgia on your roster, Robbie. Tell me about that young guy. Tell me about that dude.
And from Thrall High School, I mean, Robbie's he's out with a plantar fascia injury right now. And Robbie's someone that can jump over your car. He's got about a 43.5-inch vertical. He's a transfer, played at University of Houston last year. And a lot like a lot of these kids in the transfer portal, didn't get a lot of minutes his freshman year. They're going to the Big 12. Probably he's not big enough to play in the Big 12. He's about 6'5.5", 6'6", about 210 pounds, 215 at the 4 spot. Was probably starting at the 4 spot for us, and then towards plantar fascia in our first secret scrimmage, and hasn't played. And not really sure when he's going to come back. I've never had that injury. Basketball, when a guy that that's an old man's injury, but I've never had someone work as hard as he has in the gym. I mean, he's in here when he's not in class, he's in the gym working. I've never seen a guy improve his shot as much as he has, because he's always been just kind of an athlete, and he's really, really improved skill wise. But we love having those Atlanta guys. We've always kind of had one in our program. I appreciate you having me on, because Atlanta, Georgia has been so good to us. This is about the 4th or 5th Atlanta guy we've had. We're talking off the air about probably the most famous one we've had is Kevon Harris, who's with the Atlanta, or our all-time leading scorer at SFA, who's with the Orlando Magic now. And, Robbie, I think, has got a chance to be a special player for us.
No doubt. I'm doing that. I can help with the ATL, man. I always put you on this show at least once a year, man. Every year I had the show, man. Every year I had the show, brother. I take care of you, man.
There's so many good players in Atlanta. I mean, and everybody recruits it as well they should because, there's great players there. There's great coaches there. They run great AE programs. They run great high school coaches. I mean, the number one player in the country is coming from Atlanta this year, and so I mean, it's just it's just a thoroughbred of great players that's been there through the test of time. I mean, I think it's just a tradition-rich basketball area, and you see why that those leagues, the ACC's been so good for so long, the SEC, and we've just tried to steal one or two ever so often. I got a guy on my staff, Tanner Smith, who's from Atlanta. I don't know if you know Tanner or not. I played at Clemson, and it was at Kennesaw, and Tanner was just there last weekend. We're trying to recruit that area still, so see if we can steal one or two out of there that maybe nobody knows about.
You got there right. Get them diamonds in the rough, coach. Now I get you on the show. We'll talk about them as we always do, man. We got support the ATL here on the Bossman show on your radio. Coach Keller, man, gonna catch up with you as always, my brother. Hope to talk to you in New Year when y'all know you're winning the league again. We'll chat again as we always do, man.
All right, boss man. Thanks for having me on. It's always an honor. Axum Jacks.
Yes, indeed, folks. It's Kyle Keller from the Bossman show. Folks, what's up? Basketball is back, and Bet Online remains your number one source for all your sports betting needs this season. You'll always find the latest odds, team matchup info, player news, and game trends at Bet Online. And as your continued source for all sports related information, Bet Online features live betting, free contests, and giveaways all season long. Always the fastest and easiest way to bet all your favorite sports and events, whether it's NFL, NBA, NHL, MMA, tennis, boxing, or even golf. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive your 50% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, to receive your rewards. Bet Online, where the game starts. Bet Online presents the Bossman Show on your radio.